coming to you nearly live from the Beer to Whiskey Studios high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm your host, Russ Heaps, and this is Beer to Whiskey, and today we are doing one of our Big Jon and 5 episodes where I get my good buddy here, Big Jon Richards, who's sort of our craft beer PhD at Beer to Whiskey, but I get him to pick a beer and we sit here and we talk about it, and he does most of the talking because I don't know anything. And we talk about it, we talk about the brewery, we talk occasionally a little history of brewing seeps into the whole thing. But before we get started, Big Jon, what do we want them to do?
We want them to like us a lot, or just once clicking on the button. And then we want them to just subscribe. I'm just going to have trouble with that word today.
I see that. It's we shoot several of these at the same time. We're only on number 2, and you already can't get out subscribe.
I got it better this time
than
than last time.
You did. It's going to be a tough one. So yeah, you'll see the thumbs up down below. Click on that for like. At the end of the video, particularly if you've come into YouTube in the correct way, there's a page, and you'll have a couple of other videos to pick from. And there's also a round Beer to Whiskey icon. You click on that, you'll be all subscribed. A new video comes out every Thursday at noon, East Coast time. So, Big Jon, what do we have?
We have Sixpoint Dabble today, which is kind of like a double New England.
They just brought our pizza up. Thank
you.
you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. They also serve really good pizza here.
Yeah, they do.
Neither one of us has eaten today, so we're
That's a dangerous proposition.
So I'm sorry.
Considering we're drinking larger beers, so
yes,
doing an 8.2 this time,
oh,
which
really?
is just good size for a New England, for any IPA, for any beer really.
Tell me the name again.
Sixpoint Dabble. Sixpoint's brewery out of New York City.
And how do you spell dabble?
D-A-B-B-L-E, like you're dabbling in the arts or whatever. And they named it this way on purpose, obviously. They have a series of experimental IPAs called Infinite Loop, and this is one of them. All new age hops, and this is fun because it's 3 hops that I, coming into this, still never heard of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sabro hop, which they say adds a little coconut, like not unlike what a Sriracha Ace would do. A cashmere hop, which is apparently something real light on the alpha acids, just a delicate kind of light, easygoing hop, which I'm assuming is where the floral and some of these lighter melon notes are coming from. And then something called Idaho 7, which is a little more aggressive, with a little bit more bitterness and a little bit bigger bite than some of the other ones. So, but this is a complex beer. We tasted this a second ago, and Russ did not know it was an IPA.
It caught me unawares.
Right. Lots and lots of fruit. Big, like stone fruit, like apricots and some peaches, some melon, some of that coconut sweetness.
It's just, I hate to even use the word bitter when talking about this, but it's just bitter enough that it's not sweet.
And that's one of the things that happens. There's 2 things that tend to go wrong with this New England style, kinda, as far as I'm concerned. One is they can get so acidic that it's just like drinking juice, and you might as well just go ahead and give yourself some heartburn and walk away. Or they get so sweet and creamy, and that's where milkshake IPA kind of comes from, when they're throwing oats or wheat or some other grain in there to give it more sweetness and more body, and then you just don't get any bitterness at all out of it. Nothing's wrong with either of any of those. All of these can be done for a reason. This kind of New England, where you get that bitter bite, but without it getting, inflammatory at all or astringent and dry, you still carry the sweetness and some of the body in there. It's smooth and it's clean and it's got tons and tons of flavor. And that's what's magical about this stuff.
Well, let's give it another little sip,
right?
Or maybe a big sip.
Oh yeah, and see, I forgot to mention like mango and some of that tropical that's in there. There's really that funky, earthy mango thing going on.
Yeah, and it's on the finish. I'm getting that on the finish.
Yep.
Wow.
And it gets a little, you taste the floral up front, you get the aroma, and then it comes back floral on the finish, and you get some of that kind of hibiscus thing going on. This is a magical beer. I had it I mean, I feel like days after it first came out. I can't. I think we got some in, in a couple of bottle shops we ran into, and I ran into some that I think it was less than 15 days after bottling. And now we're probably a month after that, and I can tell the difference. That first one was a little bit more green and a little more funky and earthy than this one is. And this one, some of the more sweeter stone fruit stuff is coming out.
And yeah, because typically as soon as you say earthy, to me, where it has to do with beer, Pinot Noir wine, I get it's supposed to be a little, it's supposed to be a little
right.
barnyardy, earthy kind of thing. But, I'm not crazy about that in my beer, but I'm not really getting much in the way of earthiness, but I really like this.
Yeah. Likewise. I love what Sixpoint does. I mean, they really have yet to disappoint me in any way. They're making some great beers up there. We're lucky to get them down here. So
where is Sixpoint?
It's in New York City. I believe it's Brooklyn, but don't hold me to that. I probably should have looked that up before we sat down, but.
Every once in a while, and believe me, if he was wrong, you'll see it on the. I'll be sure to point it out.
That's our favorite trick, or his favorite trick. No, Big Jon.
What is there anything that you can tell us about Sixpoint off the top of your head?
Been around for some years now, enough to have a real solid footing in the industry, making, like I said, across the board some really wonderful stuff. Some off-the-wall funky stuff and some barrel-aged stuff that, like I think we've done maybe the 4-bean as one of our beers.
We have done something
right?
with theirs. Yeah.
They do some wonderful work with hops, and I love what they're doing with this series. Another one of those breweries that if I got the chance, this would be a stop for me in New York. If I were up there, I'd make it a point.
Right.
To go visit these guys.
Right. Well, anything else?
I think we can call it a day. Maybe we'll hit our 5-minute mark.
That'll be the day.
Right? Here's to it.
Text Miss Lily. See you next time.